You obviously take credit for the changes and you made them quick and decisively. On the flip side, did you get it a bit wrong to start with?
No, I don't think we got it wrong because, when you go and play as you did at Tottenham last week, you probably would have questioned my sanity if I'd have come to Arsenal, maybe played 4 and it went that way in the first half hour. For me, the main thing in the first half an hour wasn't the tactics, it was the spirit and the fight of the team. They were quicker, we were lethargic, they were brave, we weren't, we were nervous. So that was the main thing. And I could have made the change. You say I was decisive, I probably could have done it after 10 minutes. And that's not just Emerson, that's probably any of the players to change it slightly, because it's hard to convey a message with your voice on the sidelines in this sort of atmosphere. So sometimes it has to be a gesture, and we changed and it got better. But yeah, I think it wasn't so much the 3, but Mikel Arteta isn't silly. He saw us play it well at Tottenham. He found a way to pin our 5 back. We had 3 men marking 1 at the back. They had numbers in midfield. They won all the second balls. That had to change.
I mean, it was a great sort of testament to the way that Willian, Tammy kept going to the end. I mean, that turnaround.
Yeah.
Something about the spirit of the players.
Yeah, and it's. I don't want to stand here and sit here and declare that we're full of spirit, because we haven't done it enough this season. So it's a great sign for us and a message for the players. Now we've won that game, to see the difference it makes from turning up to a game at this level and with this atmosphere and not having it, and then having it in the second half. And we had it to the end, the fight, the desire to keep pushing and keep pushing. We controlled everything, every part of the second half, other than a couple of breakaways. But with us at the minute, you do worry, are we going to score? That's been our problem at home, control, but we're not going to score. It took maybe a bit of a mistake from their point of view for us to get the goal, and maybe that was the belief. And then, Willie and Tammy had the energy and the nous to get the goal.
You could see in the tunnel before the second half that the players were quite animated with each other. And I think Tomori and Zuma came on the pitch still chatting. Was there a bit of an inquest at half time between the players, not necessarily?
Well, I like that. They should be, because you don't want 11 quiet players who get on with it and go, well, let's just try it out again. I said my piece. It was pretty firm, because, as I say, you can't come here and have nothing about you and think you're going to get anything. And if anything, win, lose or draw, I wasn't so bothered in terms of how I saw the second half coming. It was, can we show something here, lads? Because we have to, because we're Chelsea and we can't roll up and not feel like the 3,000 fans that have travelled across London to watch the game. And then the lads started talking, but it was a bit aggressive, which is a good thing.
So having said your piece at half time, particularly given what happened in the Southampton game, the response in the second half when you're 1-0 down must be delighted.
Yeah, it was everything I wanted, and we've been rightly questioned recently. Everton away would be a good one, a team that have had life breathed into them by a new manager, and we didn't react, and we were quiet after that game in the dressing room. I didn't like it. Southampton, some of our home games lately, we've shown lacking something today, and it's not a turning point, because it'll only be a turning point if we show it going forward. But we showed that we can have a right go, win a game in a different way. Last week we won it against Tottenham, playing really good football from beginning to end. Today we won it by showing fighting spirit, and if we can put them together, we'll have a chance.
Was there a heart in the mouth moment with Jorginho? You could have got a second
yellow. Yeah, I think it was one of those that certainly could have been a second yellow. I think in a London derby, lots of them fouls happen. Some have happened earlier in the game, don't get given a yellow, and then maybe they do. So we might have struck a bit of luck with that one. But there have been times when I will probably moan about not getting luck in other games, and I don't think it was absolutely clear cut. And maybe you make your own luck sometimes. And I think with the way we played, with the way Jorginho played, he was a big catalyst for the change when he came on. Not just the fact that he was the sub and played it and we changed, it was more that he was winning second balls and showing that kind of character. So maybe we got a slice.
Do you like the aggression in the players? Because it really...
Yeah, I don't think we can get to where we want to be without aggression. And people have talked about, we've dominated possession we've had the majority possession in every game we played this season in the Premier League. And that's a lovely thing. Great stat, looks really good. But at the same time, we're full for a reason. So can we get more aggressive? Can we be more clinical in the box and do small details better? Then we'll have a chance.
Okay, over there.
Through a few inconsistencies you're learning about your players, what are you learning? Obviously, you're still relatively experienced at this highest level. What are you learning through the lurches of...
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'm always questioning myself. That's kind of how I am anyway. So after Southampton, I questioned that we went 3 at the back again. I questioned the personnel. Could I have made differences? And as a manager, I think you can't dwell on that because that can become just a bag of nerves, consistently questioning yourself. So it's more about, for me, working really closely with the staff that I've got, because I've got huge trust. Tariq Lamptey, for instance, is a credit to Jody Morris and Joe Edwards, because when we sat in the last 2 days and we knew Aspilicueta has had a small injury and Reece James is injured, we're looking at options of a right wing back. They said believe in him, trust in him, because they did, and for me, I listened to that. I felt, and we felt, it was the right time to bring him into the game, and I think he was a real catalyst, because we were getting down the sides, and then he gave us a little bit more of an edge to that. So I learn consistently. There's not one thing I can tell you that I learned, but I learned probably to listen closely to the staff, try and be firm when you make decisions, and always question yourself. And I suppose you learn as well that when you lose, like we did at Southampton, the important thing after that loss is to wake up the next morning and think about Arsenal, and try and not be too up and down, and try and be a bit level, because otherwise it's not good for your health. Hence, I'm feeling a bit fluey at the minute.
Okay, we're going to do 2 more and then we'll move on to Bryson. Simon?
Frank, I was actually going to ask you about that actually. Have you seen him that much in training, and as far as his future concerned, let's sort of talk about his contract. Is that kind of performance that shows that he's got a future chance?
Well, we'll see, because he's talking with the club, and hopefully he feels a bit of love for today, the fact that we've parachuted him in. He was actually on his Christmas break, and we called him in yesterday. He trained and played. I have seen him when I was doing my coaching badges, and I did a lot of hours with the academy and the youth team, and I saw him train a lot. And I know that he's got a different dimension as a right-sided right back or wing back. Pace, low centre of gravity, can go by people, and of course he wants to work on his end product and all the last bits. But my question to Jody when he came on was, has he got the confidence and the personality to deal with it? It's a tough game to come on there when there's responsibility to try and turn it. Jody was like, yeah, no problem. And when he drove inside and slipped Tammy in, I thought it was a great example of someone coming on a bit fearless, and sometimes you get that with youth.
Okay, Nick, last one in this section.
Frank, how important for Tammy, his development and confidence, would it be to have a goal against the so-called Big Six?
Yeah, I think it hopefully will help him for sure, because he's a goal scorer. His numbers are great this year, we know that. I think they can get even better, and will do. But yeah, I thought Tottenham last week, he showed everything you want to see out of him other than the goals, and people will always look at have you scored against Big Six and all that stuff. I get that from the outside, but I've got no doubt that he will do. And as he develops, he'll do that even more. And yeah, I think today will help him going forward.
And just the fact that it was obviously a late chance, you've had a couple pending, but he kept his head.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of Tammy, that he will never hide or shirk trying to get in there again. He's constantly wanting to get in the box and be hungry. That sounds like that should be the norm for strikers, but I think with a young striker, when he doesn't get his shot away quick enough for me on the first chance when David blocks it, but happy to get there, and also had a second where he swiveled and shot. I think was a good bit of skill.
Okay, right, we'll pause there. That's Arsenal.